Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Kumtata, and today we'll be looking at ICT IGCSE Paper 3 for the May June 2022. So we're looking at Paper 32. So in this paper, we will look at data analysis and then website authoring. So let's begin right away. So task 1, evidence document. So you've been supplied with all this. If you check your these are my source files. So the next thing was, the first thing we're supposed to do is task 1, which is the evidence document. So we have to create a new word processed document. I'll go ahead and do that, or just right click here, new Microsoft Word document. Let me see. Save this evidence document. Your work area as J evidence followed by your center number, candidate number, for example. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Just rename it. This is you add your candidate, your center number, and your candidate number, whatever that is. Make sure you add it. Okay, so here's our evidence document. Let's say we should make sure your name, center number, client number will appear on every page of this document. So to do that, we can just do that on the header. So if this is your name, just add it, your center number, and then your candidate number. You can put it anywhere. Basically, maybe you can center align it or left align. The idea is your name, center number should come out everywhere. If you like, we can go ahead and put evidence 1, and let's just do a little bit of editing. We will need this. Yeah, normally do this as we proceed with making use of it. And then you will need your evidence document during the examination. Just take a screenshot. Okay, task 2, spreadsheet. Let's say you are going to create a spreadsheet for the Tawara Wildlife Trust to display data about funding for their global conservation projects. The amount each project cost is paid in the local currency of the country where the project is running. Tawara Wildlife Trust record their finances in Tawara dollars, so each cost must be converted into this currency. Display Tawara currency as $2 decimal places. Do not edit the data files provided unless instructed to do so. So let's take note of this. This is important. Should display our data as 2 decimal places. Now open and examine the files. This, and in a spreadsheet package. Go ahead and do that. So this, and this. I'll just open all of them up. While the files will be placing this file left align the header your name. Let me see. Okay, so these are the files. So right here, okay, this I'm just stretch this out to be bigger. Okay, these are dates. The next instruction says we should place in the JSON cost file left align in the header your name, center number, candidate number, and right aligned in the header the automated file name and file path. So I'll do that. So this is the file. So I can look at my header. There are different ways you can put a header. I've earlier worked on this. So you can just the best way you can do this is to go to view just the layout. You can go to this one, page layout. It should bring you up something like this. This is your header. So just enter your name here, center number, whatever your center number is, and followed by your candidate number. Right align the set. We should add right align the say we should add in the header we should add automated file name and file path. So I'll go ahead and do that. So here this is file name, and then just click here to file path, so that will come out automatically. Mine is quite long, so depending on your folder directory it will also come out, but the essential thing is, the important thing is for you to make sure you insert those follow the instructions. Now this is save this as a spreadsheet with the file name, cost, followed by your center number, candidate number, for example. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that. Just copy this. So I'll go ahead, I'll save this file, save as. I'll just save it in my folder as cost, followed by my center number and candidate number. So don't save as a CSV, save as an Excel workbook. So save, that is it. Next, I can get out of this view so that I can work comfortably with my document. Now, if they enter a formula in cell, so we are done with this question. So they say enter a formula in cell, C5 to look up the project name using the project code for the value and the external file, this for the array. Now we want to enter a formula in cell C5 to look up the project name. Cell C5, I guess, is still here. So this is C5, this is cell C5. Let me just arrange this a little. Yeah. So this is cell C5. They say the formula should look up the project name. I said last time in the other video, once you see lookup, what you should be thinking about is either just the normal lookup, H lookup, or V lookup. Using the project code, where is the project code? This is the project code. For the value and the external file, this is projects.csv. So where is the external file? This. So this is the code and this is the project name. So that this is a VLOOKUP. So these are the codes and these are the corresponding names. So I'm just going to come here, equal to VLOOKUP. This is what I'm looking up, comma. I'm looking up the project code. This is my table array. I'll just select this. That's my table array. Next, I want to display column index. If you look at the project, column index is column 2. So 2, comma. So I'll just use 0 and hit enter. So let's check out the name. I'll just stretch this a little. Elephant or T1, let's check if that name corresponds with the project code. T1 elephant of money. So our formula is working well. Now definitely there is no need to wait. You have to duplicate this formula down. Let me see. No. This is it. Replicate the formula. Definitely you don't need to wait for them to tell you. Very often you do that. So with time, with practice, you should get used to this. So I'll just duplicate this formula down to the last cell. So this is what I expect. You can just stretch your cell again. Okay, once you do that, the next thing we are supposed to do is to they say enter a formula in cell G5 to display the ISO of the currency for the country displayed in cell D5. using the external file J currency. So let me see. You want to display the ISO. This is the ISO. This column using display certified using the external file this for the array. Enter formula and certify to display the ISO of the currency for the country displayed in certified. SLD5, that's in cost. D5, okay, this country. So I have to enter a formula here to, let me see, this is quite, yeah, this is a little bit tricky. Just let me see how we can get through it. Oh, I don't need that. Local currency, you want to look up the ISO using the country. Country stored, country displayed inside D, yes, using the external file this one enter formula to display. This will be a lookup. We have to look it up. So this should be the normal lookup. There's this normal lookup function we use. Now the lookup value, we are looking up the country, and when you look up the country, they say lookup vector. The lookup vector is usually the table or you want here. This is what we want to look up. So we are looking up from this array, this table. Yeah, we're looking up from here. Let me see. We are here, comma. We want to the result. What do we want displayed? The lookup value result vector. So what we are actually out for, we are looking up is yeah, we want this to, this is what we want, these are the results we want. So those are the results we want in our file. So these are the results we want. So you are looking up the country from the table array I just selected. You use this. So what happens is you use this country name. So you take pick a country name, which is D5. You use this table array. You use this table array. That's how the lookup function works. You don't select the cell you are interested in, the column you are interested in. You select the other columns behind from where you want to reference from. So we are referencing from B. So we can select everything here, but it will look for that D, that country in B in this array, and then correspond it to this one. So these are the results we expect, and this is the vector. So it uses the vector to check. So if you have Kenya, it will check everything here. There's Kenya. So it corresponds. What is the code for Kenya and where is it? So it displays the ISO. So let me just execute that formula. Let's see if it works. So once I have that, very good. So for Kenya, we have Kenyan shillings. Let me see. Yeah, for Kenya, we should have Kenyan shillings. That's Kenya, KE, Kenya. Okay, this is it here, KES. So the formula is okay. You can just replicate it down. So that is it. Next, they say we should enter a formula inside H5 to calculate the cost in Tower dollars by dividing the value in the cost in the local currency column. So H5 to calculate the cost in Tower. Let me see. Calculate the cost in Tower dollars by dividing the value in cost in local currency column by exchange rate. All this is that quite tricky. H5 to calculate the cost in Tower dollars by dividing the value in cost. Let me take H5. Okay, this is where we're entering the formula. So it's going to divide the value in cost in local currency. Cost in local currency. This is it. Let me stretch this out. Okay, this is cost in local currency. So it's going to divide this value by something. So we're going to have this divided by something. Let me see. Dividing the value in the cost in local currency column by the exchange rate. So we are going to divide this cell. Let me just do something there. We are going to divide this cell by something. We'll be collecting the cell here and dividing it by the exchange rate using the external file. Okay, let me see. External file, so exchange rate. Okay, this is the exchange rate for $1,000 for each currency. This is it. So it looks to me like we'll have to do VLOOKUP, so that when you do the division, you look up the corresponding value. If it's AFM, you pick this value and you divide that cost by this value. If it's Kenyan shillings, you pick up the corresponding value and you divide. So let me do that. Let me try. So here I'm going to have equal to this. Remember they said dividing this. They said divide by dividing the value in the cost in local currency. So this is the cost in local currency. So you just put slash. Now you do your VLOOKUP. You need to look up the corresponding exchange rate from this currency file, or the table array from the currency file. So once we do that, VLOOKUP, which value are we looking up? Which value are we looking up? We are looking up, let me see, using the external file, dividing the value in the cost in local currency column by the exchange rate using the external file. We are looking up D5. You use the country. Yes, you have to look up the country corresponding to the cost in local currency, and then you do the division. Now, what is the table array? Come back. We don't need the ISO, so you can just move from here. The ISO is actually useless, so just select from here. So once we do that, the reference column we want is column 3. So you can also indicate that 3 and then comma 0. So let's do that. Let me see if this works. I think it works. So we are looking up, we are dividing the cost in local currency, and then we are doing a VLOOKUP of, we use the country, because you cannot do the division without knowing the country you are dividing, the country's currency you are dividing with. So the lookup, we are looking up the country. That is why this question is, most of this, they are quite tricky. So they say by value in cost in local currency by the exchange rate using the external file. Exchange rate depends on the country. So which is why we are using why am I getting the wrong file? Exchange rate depends on the country. That's why we are using D5 here. So this, our formula is working well. So you can replicate it down. Good. So that is it. Then you can stretch it out. You can do that. Yeah. So you can have that so that all your values are visible. So once we are done with that, we've done all the replication already. Now the same merge cells A1 to H1. So I'm going to do that. Cell A1 to H1. So A1 to H1, I'm going to merge. Merge cell A1 to H1, insert insert a new row between row 3 and 4 and a new row between row 1 and 2. Okay, let me do that. Row 1 and 2, so I have to insert a new row here. Yeah, between row 1 and 2. Then row 3 and 4 also have to insert a new row. Good. Now they say format rows 1 to 6 to look like this. So I have to do this. Row 1 is bigger. We have to forward this text format to look like this. If you look at this text carefully, this is a sans serif font. So be careful with that. Make sure it looks like that. So I'm going to just stretch this down. You can choose my sans serif font. I normally like using area. Maybe area black would be nice. So I'm just going to increase the font size probably to, yeah, this should be fine. I'm just going to pull it down again. Can take this up. Yeah. So if we look very well, black and then text is white. So I'm just going to do my text white, and then fill. I'm going to fill this table black, then I'm going to fill color the text white. Good. So this is it. Let me see the formatting if it's okay. First quarter is in 3, January is in 4, 5 is kind of strength. First quarter, January is in 4, so I have to move this. I have to cut this and paste it here. Good. Then this has to go up a little. Yeah, something like that. If you look carefully, this text has been bolded. The headings are the one at the top, so I have to do that as well. So I'm just going to bold the headings and the text at the top. I'm just going to bold it. Let me see the font style. First quarter, January. The font style too is area from it's a sans serif font. Yeah, it's a sans serif font. I believe it's okay. It's already in the sans serif font. Let's look next. There's some form of text wrapping too for the headings. So I'll do that. Project code. There's text wrapping here. Wrap text. Let me see. Project name, country, they are not wrapped. Order number, cost in local currency is wrapped. So I'll wrap text. Then this one, I have to take it, stretch it out a little. Good. This local current cost in local currency, cost in local currency is wrapped. So I just have to reduce this a little. Cost in, let me see, just make it look exactly the same. Cost in local currency. That's correct. Then local currency ISO wrap text, reduce, reduce again. No, that's too much. There's text wrapping here. So good, that is it. Then cost in Tawara dollars. It's also wrapped. I'll wrap the text. Then I'll reduce it. Let me see. If you notice, we have 7.3, so be careful with that too. So I'll just try. Good, I think this is fine. So yeah, cost in $1,000. Just make everything to look exactly the same. This should format to look like this. So make sure, ensure it looks like that. So this is what we have. If you notice again, all the text is kind of centered. It's hanging in the middle. So I'm just going to do that. to all these cells. The text is here. If you noticed, the center and it's hanging in the middle. So that is what we have. Look at it carefully. You should notice that. Now, once I've done this, let me undo this. We don't need this. So this is why. Okay. So we are done with that. The formatting. They say apply appropriate formatting to the value stored in column H. Column H. We already did that. Appropriate formatting. Save your. Let me see. What did we do? Column H. Yeah, I mean it's okay like that. See, and save your spreadsheet. Bring your spreadsheet showing the formula. Okay, I'm going to save my spreadsheet. I already saved. Now they say we should print your spreadsheet showing the formula. Make sure it is the landscape orientation. Row and column headings are displayed and content of our cells are visible. So I'll just go view, we'll go to formula, show formulas. So once that is on, somehow automatically my cells have readjusted themselves, revealing the formula. I'll just reduce this one a little. I don't need all this. Yeah, once you do that, it does it for you. Just readjust to make sure all the formulas are visible. Yeah, just make sure all your formula is visible is important. That's what you want to show in your printout. So make sure good. This is good. Okay, now, oh, this is not well visible. I think this is okay. Okay, now go to File and then Print. They say we should make sure it is in landscape operation. The row and column headings are displayed. The content of all cells are fully visible. So page setup, landscape, come to sheet, row and column headings. Row and column headings are displayed. The content of all cells are fully visible. So this is it. This is it. Basically, this is what you have to print out, something like this. So yeah, so this is what you're printing out. So once you give your print command, all of this will be printed out. Next thing we are supposed to do is to, they say, print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the page, okay, showing the values, which means you have to remove the formulas. Yeah, we don't want the formulas again. So just reduce your cells back to the way they were. These two, let's reduce. Good. And let's see if the formatting is right. We'll be back where we were. Project name, this, the last three. Text wrapped. Good. I think everything is right. So we have to page width fit on a single landscape page. Content of all cells are fully visible. Row and column headings are not displayed. Be careful with this. Row and column headings are not displayed. So go to File, Print. Yeah, page setup, landscape, sheet. We don't want row and column heading. So this is what we have. This is the file you should print out. So print out something like this number of page. So once that is done, the next thing is they say we should sort the data into date order with the oldest date first. Date order, oldest date first. um, sort. Let's look at the date. Good. So these are the dates. So you just come here, just check your dates and make sure everything is okay. Once you check that, select from here all the way down. We'll go to home and then come here, custom sort. Good. We are sorting by date, values, oldest to newest. Is that okay? We are starting from oldest to newest. So because they say oldest date first, so we are sorting from oldest to newest. If you don't have oldest to newest on your computer, because I think some offices maybe the lower version or so, you have to use A to Z. So oldest to lowest means the A to Z, meaning you start with the, maybe if you the date is January, that should come first before February. So January is older than February. So that is it. So once you do that, your dates will be sorted. So if you have something like this, your first date should be the 16th of the first month of 2022. Now, once that is done, they say extract only the data where the country is either Indonesia or Malaysia. To extract that, we have to do filtering. So you select everything again, come here, select filter, then we'll go to countries either Indonesia or Malaysia. We'll go to country here, unselect everything, then now look for Indonesia and Malaysia. Good. Okay, so that is it. So this is the list you should end up with. Once you do that, the print the spreadsheet extract showing the values. Make sure the printout fits on a single landscape page. Content of all cells are fully visible. So you are also supposed to print this. So once you have this, just go to File, Print, and Page Setup, Landscape. I think content of all cells are fully visible. Row, column, heading. We don't need that, so we just want a landscape. Yeah, something like this. This is what they expect to see. So just print this out and everything is fine. From there, the next thing we're supposed to do, they say remove the extract selection criteria so that all the data is visible. Sort the data in ascending order of country. Ascending order of country. Ascending means increasing. So I'll just undo. Then I will probably undo again. Then I'll go to custom sort. To perform our ascending sort, we'll go to by country. So that's A to Z. Yeah, ascending is A to Z, so we are right there. Ascending is A to Z, so once you do that, just click on OK, and everything should change. Now, the next thing we are expected to do okay, now they say we should extract only the data where ISO is euro and date is, let me do this, where ISO is euro and date is before March 2022. So let's see how we can do that. So that is also filtering. We'll go back here, select filter. Where is ISO? Okay, ISO is euro, so I'll just unselect everything here, select euro, and then date. Select date is before March. So we want select January. You want select March here. So you want just January. So if you have these three countries displayed like this, so once you are done with that, you say print the spreadsheet extract. Make sure the printout fit on a single landscape page. Content of our cell are fully visible. Good. So go ahead and do that. Go to File, Print. This is it. Landscape mode. Contents are fully visible. So you issue your print command. Next, I think that is it about this paper. So that's the last part. If you're able to do all of that successfully, you should get your 46 marks. So if this video was helpful, please show like and subscribe to the channel. So stay tuned for other videos. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions or questions in the comment section. Thank you.